What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Venom. This time with issue 2 of the all-new Venom. And if you guys missed the first issue of the series, then I'll put a link up at the top of the screen for you, and a card at the end of the video as well. But when we left off with this series, we were left with 4 possibilities as to who is the all-new Venom, with the former host Dylan Brock waiting in the wings to try and reclaim his former symbiote. And those 4 possibilities are Mayor Luke Cage, Madam Mask, who was on trial at the time, Daily Bugle reporter Robbie Robertson, and former superhero sidekick Rick Jones. So if you guys are ready to find out which one of these 4 names get checked off for the list and get a better outlook on who is the all-new Venom, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So when this issue starts off, we're met once again with the all-new Venom. And while we also see pictures in the background of the 4 potential suspects, someone else is speaking to Venom, telling him about the 4 possibilities. Now, we as the readers immediately think that he's being told about his identity until we see that it's actually a themed criminal organization called the Death Throes, who tell him the 4 possibilities are option 1, them beating him up, option 2, him beating them up, option 3, Venom just walking away since they're out in public and Venom is enemy number 1, or option 4, he could join this terribly named theme gang. But some of the group members are actually auditioning right now, and they don't appreciate Venom being offered the job that they're auditioning for. So they decide to make taking Venom out a part of their audition. But of course, Venom wipes the floor with these dudes, causing them to all make an escape. But one of them chucks a bunch of cannonballs into the crowd, with all of them being duds, with the exception of one of them that Venom needs to find before people get hurt. Now, what's interesting here is we see a little talk between Venom and his host, where initially Venom wanted to go after the Death Throes, but the host makes Venom go after the bomb instead, leading Venom to ask the host if they'd learned any science stuff from hanging out with. But then he's cut off by the host telling him that gunpowder is mostly saltpeter potassium nitrate, which is occasionally used for curing meat, and it has a very particular taste. And that little back and forth between Venom and host further leads me to think that it's Rick Jones, who used to be really close with Bruce Banner. But Venom is able to find the true bomb and then manage to swallow it just before it explodes. And just as Venom thinks that it's over with, he's then met with another group, this time by the federal government group called SCAR, the Symbiote Containment and Relocation. And they're here to take down Venom. And the leader of this group actually has a grudge with Venom that dates back to a guy by the name of Jack Carson, who would almost kill Venom before choosing to follow his orders over finishing the job. And Jack Carson was the brother of the squad leader here, Jillian Carson, which leads Venom to joke about them being named Jack and Jill, which also sounds like a Rick Jones type of joke, honestly. But Venom is able to overpower Scar and their high-tech weapons before telling them that he's late for a meeting, and then escapes them. But we then pick up across town at the Daily Bugle as Robbie Robertson walks into a meeting with Luke Cage and Rick Jones. And when he walks in, he apologizes for being late, to which both Rick and Luke both say that they were late as well and had just gotten there. But this little meeting is about getting down to the truth about who's the new Venom host, to which Rick adds that none of them have an alibi for being late and that Venom was just spotted in action in Times Square. But Luke Cage reminds them that Madam Mask is also a suspect. And he also admits that he was the one who allowed Scar into the city to hunt down Venom and return the symbiote to space. Plus, Rick adds that it would have looked suspicious if Luke didn't let them in. But that's not an issue for Luke, since he knows that he's not Venom. And for him, the fact that Rick has been acting so nonchalant about it makes him believe that Rick may be Venom. But Rick too denies that he's Venom, as Luke reiterates that it better not be him. And the same goes for Robbie, and whoever the Venom is, Luke feels like he needs to save them from theirself. And Robbie asks that they need to prove whether or not Madam Mask is the culprit. And step 1 is to track her down. And since Robbie was once a reporter and Luke was a private eye, and Rick spent so much time as a superhero sidekick, they agreed that if they worked together, they could find Madame Mask. But Robbie also thinks they need to act quickly, because they won't be the only ones hunting her. Then we pick up later that evening at MJ and Paul's home as they and Dylan Brock sit down for dinner. Just as MJ makes Paul speak with her privately in the kitchen after his reaction to Dylan disrespecting him. Which, if you guys are anything like me and think Paul is a waste of a character, then you love watching him get constantly treated by Dylan. But MJ tries to convince Paul to take it easy on the kid, since he was bonded to Venom and then homeless and was forced to stab his own father on live TV. Meanwhile, Dylan listens in and hopes for them to hurry up and split up already. All while he uses his phone to try and figure out where Madame Mask will be hiding out. And he manages to narrow down a spot and then purposely gets sent to his room by insulting Paul, getting tricked by imaginary kids. And when he goes to the room, he then dips out through the fire escape. And then we pick up at that abandoned warehouse where Dylan had found as he tries sneaking a peek through a window of the place to find Madame Mask, but instead sees a group of AIM agents waiting to ambush her. They set up this little plan by sending out word that the Magia wants a meeting with her to put everything between them under the bridge, using this warehouse that her father used to own. Although the doctor working with them doesn't believe that she'll fall for the trap, because even a child could figure it out, and he expects this to be a long and boring night. But that notion is immediately dispelled when the all-new Venom crashes through the wall, telling him that his night just got a lot less boring. All while Dylan watches from the window. Meanwhile, that doctor questions if Venom could be Madame Mask inside the symbiote and fires right at Venom's head. But Venom simply pretty much just opens up a hole for the shot to pass right through, causing Dylan to check off Luke Cage as a potential suspect, since Luke Cage probably would have just took that bullet since he has unbreakable skin. And as Dylan looks on, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about the issue? And how you guys feeling about the series so far? Shall we continue coverage to see this series to the end? You guys let me know. But who do you think Venom is? I seriously doubt that it's Madame Mask, although they did make it seem like it could be. But the doctor said it himself that even a child could figure out that they'd be waiting to ambush her there. So I'm thinking they were found out by Rick, who I believe is inside that symbiote. But you guys know I want to hear all your thoughts and theories on who it could be and if Dylan will get the symbiote back. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking up some Comics Icons merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video available for download, or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership, and it'll be a link in the description to join. But with your membership, you'll get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icons merchandise from the Comics Icon store. And even a chance to pick a video of your own choosing for me to post. Plus, we got tiers to the memberships as well, beginning at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of that, then you can still help out this channel's future tremendously by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.